Hello and welcome back to another video from me, FPL Crusader. Call me Luke. Today we're looking at some differentials for Game Week 37. This will be a quick video, so stick around if you can. Also, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe on all the socials. I'm looking at some differentials for Game Week 37. I'll look at my transfer plans later in the week. I'll do another short video because I'm really looking at making a difference this week. Funny story, last week I took a -4 just before deadline to get Mamouche out and to bring Cunha in. So that technically was a -5 because Cunha got 0 points. Game Week MVP of the week, and a huge congratulations to people who brought in and stuck with Eze over the last few weeks. There was conjecture whether to bring him in or Sarr or Mateta. And realistically, Eze has been smashing it ever since. So 16 points this week, 2 goals, 3 bonus. He's a 90 minutes man. He's got Wolves and Liverpool coming up. I can see him doing damage against them. And he's averaged 7 points over the last 7 game weeks, which is mightily impressive. It's been a few, shall we say, average or meh game weeks lately. But if you had him in your team, you're doing very well. I've got Munoz, which has really helped my team. My team's shocking. Like, realistically, I've had a bad season. And this hasn't really helped. But that being said, the Palace guys, Mateta, before I got injured, and Munoz now have helped my rank a little bit better. But I wish I had Eze. I think I held on to Clive too long. I could have gone with Eze. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but that's what it is. Interesting stat I wanted to bring up before we go through these transfers I was talking about. This is from FPL data. Net penalty XGI. Wissa and Sade are right up there. So Wissa transferred. A lot of people transferred him in, including myself. Very unlucky not to get the chocolates, I think. 1.2 XGI in one game. A lot of teams don't even get that in it. Sorry, a lot of teams don't get that. So for an individual to get 1.2 XGI, it's pretty impressive. Sade as well got the same, but he got the goal, so he's got the excuse for it. Madueke and Palmer also won XGI. Madueke only had 45 minutes. Alcanusis, I think I got that right, over 1 as well, and also Garnacho. Enzo's been playing very well lately. He's not really an FPL asset. You can probably set and forget him there. But he's been playing very well. Mount there as well. Blast from the past, Mason Mount. Didn't expect to see him there, but very interesting to see Madueke up there. Next week, Chelsea have Manchester United before the final. Now, my thought process now is to get rid of Salah. I know, stupid, but when 2 weeks to go and I'm over 1 million, so why the hell wouldn't I? Get rid of Salah, bring in Palmer, and then just try and get the upside, because I think he could absolutely destroy young Palmer. He could absolutely destroy a Manchester United team who, within their rights, is heavily rotated, because they should be. They're trying to go for European glory, and that'll get them into Europe next year. It's either them or Spurs, and as we know about Spurs' trophy cabinet, all bets, all money would be on Manchester United to get it done on the day, that is. Let's have a look at the expected stat leaders. This says 3 weeks. It should be 2. Salah's still right up there, but I think that's just because he's Salah. I think he's hit I won't say a grey patch. He's still getting some good XGI, but he's not playing as good as he used to be. Mbuemo, Wood, Isaac, Haaland, Mamouche. Haaland and Mamouche will swap around a little bit now because Mamouche might not start. Palmer should still be up there. Bruno will probably get subbed at least 1 game. I hope he doesn't for their sake, for Manchester United supporters' sake. I'm usually quite rude to them just as a joke, because me growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, they had so much success, so you kind of had to hate them. But they're battling it this year. I would bet, I mean, Bruno's had a long season. Save him for the final. Do they need to play Chelsea? Does it really matter? They don't need a result, I don't think. And Clive down the bottom there. He was benched this week as well, which kind of gave me that 1 point from his performance. Interesting whether or not that's because he's just had a kid and he's a little bit tired, or if that's a strategy. If that's a strategy, he comes straight out for me. Having a look at the fixtures for Game Week 37, I think the plum fixtures are Palace have Wolves at home. That should be a good one for them. Everton has Southampton at home. Everton just went to Fulham and bet them, unfortunately for myself. Leicester and Ipswich play each other. There's been so much focus on us targeting the promoted relegated teams. When they play each other, people are kind of twiddling their thumbs, not knowing what to do. I saw, I think it was on Twitter or the other on Blue Sky, whichever it was. If they're playing each other, then roll your transfers and save them for when they're playing a good team again. That's not too bad a strategy, actually. It's a bit rude to their supporters, but it is what it is. That's where the bulk of the points come from. That being said, Manchester City tanked it on the weekend, so towards the end of the season, weird things happen. I think one of the best fixtures this week is obviously Bournemouth at home. Manchester City got Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth are on the downturn, essentially, for their season. They're not playing that well at all. Leicester and Ipswich, if you wanted a cheeky punt on Jamie Vardy, I wouldn't mind that. Who else we got here? Everton, Southampton. Maybe if you decided if you're on a free hit, then Beto would be a really good pick. He actually looked really lively in the second half against us. He had a lot more energy than our entire team did, so he looked really good. And Palace and Wolves as well. Wolves can't defend. They can attack, as we know, but Cooney's getting yellow cards and just I think he's lost his head again. So Eze is on fine form. Once again, a free hit. I'll go all in on them. Let's have a look at the top 5 differentials for Game Week 37. And this bloke is purely for Game Week 37. He's got Southampton at home. He's got Newcastle away in 38. Newcastle will need to win that to confirm their Champions League place. So I wouldn't recommend playing him there. That would potentially be a clean sheet. Clean sheet, I should say. He's only 3.3% owned, Beto. He had 2 goals in the last 2 game weeks. He's 4.8 million, so cheap. He's relatively the same price as Vardy. He's a 90-minute man, and he gets 20-odd% of Everton's goals. Now, Everton have only scored 39 goals this season. We're in Game Week 37 we're coming out to, so that's how bad they're playing. But he's got 8 of them. And he hasn't played every game, so 20% of those goals. If you want a cheeky differential, then Beto would be my man this week. I think Kevin Schade, he's got Fulham at home this week, which is a derby. And let's face it, Brentford are playing way better than Fulham are at this stage of the season, unfortunately. I'm not saying we're on the beach, but, man, we are dreaming of swimming, that's for sure. We're definitely on the way to the beach. We're almost there. But this guy, you can bring him in. I reckon playing Fulham and away to Wolves would be pretty tight for this guy. I think he could do some damage. He's only 2.6% owned. He's 5.2 million. He's got 4 goals in the last 3 game weeks. He's mostly a 90-minute man. He can come off 75-ish. Brentford has scored a lot of goals this season, 63 goals. He's got 11 of them, which is 17%, but that 17% might look a little bit low compared to most strikers, etc. But let's face it, he's under 3% owned, and the other 2 have scored 20 goals each. Interesting stat, Brentford are the only team to have 3 players score double-digit goals this season so far. That might have changed after Game Week 36, but that's definitely what's happened now with Brentford. So Schade is in amazing form. Will he stay at Brentford next season? I'm not sure. Will this be your last chance to have him in your FPL team? I'm not sure. Cody Gakpo, 4.8% owned. He is a whopping 7.2 million. I think he's a little bit overpriced for the impact he has on the team. 2 goals in 3 game weeks. He gets roughly 75 minutes, and he's played a lot on the left this season, I should say. He only gets 12% of goals. Obviously, with Mo Salah, he's never going to be right up there. He's pushing 30 Salah. This guy's only got 10. But he's away to Brighton, at home to Palace for the next 2 game weeks. It could be a really good punt if you need someone different up front. I'm not saying he's better than all the rest. He's not better than, well, he might be better than Cunha, but he's probably not better than Chris Wood. He wouldn't be better than potentially Marmoush. But Brighton away, we know their defense is a little bit leaky, and I think he can have a lot of fun there. Cody Gakpo. He works well with the rest of the team. Diaz and Salah are all playing very well together, as is Szoboszlai and McAllister too. So throw them all for an attacking 5, and this guy, either playing on the left or in the middle, can do a lot of damage, and he knows how to score a goal as well. Just doesn't get as many opportunities as other players, but I think for me, if I needed a forward slot, I'd probably bring him in. That's just not where I'm headed for, but if you want to, that's fantastic. Now, my favourite Arsenal player of the last few seasons, even though I've had Saka more, I really like Martinelli. I love the way he attacks the ball and tries to score all the time. It doesn't always come off. He's got 8 goals this year, 2.5% owned, 6.5 million. He had a goal versus Liverpool. He's a 90-minute man. They're at home to Newcastle this week and away to Southampton. So if you took a gamble on him at home to Newcastle this week, the away fixture to Southampton could do you really well. Why is he here when they've just had Liverpool and he's at home to Newcastle? Because he has a skill set that doesn't really matter who you play against. He just needs to get that opportunity. He can fire off a shot. He can take someone on one-on-one. And he can do very well. He's got 12% of the goals for Arsenal. We know how spread out Arsenal's goals have been this season, so that's not too bad. And he can beat anyone one-on-one, as I said before. And the wide defense for Newcastle isn't amazing. One area they need to fix in the off-season is probably their defensive line. He can probably I think he could take advantage of that this week. Last but not least is the Mr. 200 goals man, Jamie Vardy, 5.3% owned, 4.8 million, 2 returns and 2 game weeks. That's 1 goal and 1 assist. He is a 90-minute man. He's 25% goals. 25% of goals for the team are from him. They've only got 31 goals this season, Leicester, which is dramatically low. We know they'd like it to be better. It is what it is. He's only got 8, and he probably would want more than that. Hopefully he can get to double figures. He's got Southampton at home this week and Newcastle away. Also, that's the wrong one, I should say. I put the wrong graphic. That should read Ipswich at home and Bournemouth away. So the Ipswich game should be very good. As I said, Bournemouth are on the downturn, so Vardy can do some pretty good damage against them, I believe. We can see from his heat map, he's pretty much all over the shop. So when Vardy comes on, he's a bit of a Mr. Fix-It, and let's face it, he kind of has to be in this team. He could go close to 200 goals. He needs to get assistance from the team, but he's not going to be there next year. He's arguably the greatest ever player. No offense, Gary, but he could be their greatest ever player. They would want him to get over the line on that 200 goals and potentially get up to 10 goals for the season. So I think this could be Jamie Vardy's time to shine against Southampton, and I think he'll do some damage. So if I had more cojones, I'd probably go with him. I don't think I will. You can see the low percentage owns from all of these players. The highest is 4.8% from the Liverpool man. That's a bit of a no-brainer considering they're first. Let me know who you're backing this week for your differential. If you're bringing one in for the end of the season, if you're chasing rank. If not, and you're playing it safe, we'll talk about a captaincy shot later on. But out of these 5, for me, if I had to pick one, I'd probably go Beto this week. He looks so good against Fulham. And I know that's recency bias, but they're in good form. I think Moyes is getting the best out of them now. They're not just a defensive team. We need to get our brain away from thinking that Dyche is still there. They're not just a locky down team. They do have some attacking prowess, and I think Beto will do pretty good this week. At 3.3% owned, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Just go for it. That's all from me for now. As I said, it's just a small little video. Hope you guys enjoy it and you are looking for some differentials this week, and I hope it helped. I hope your arrows were green and your differentials scored hat tricks last week. My name's Luke, FPL Crusader. Thank you for watching. Cheers.